Welcome to the Pulse Field Expert channel. This is the second part of the Excel function Demystified series. If you have not seen the first part, you should also watch that. You may click the info button to open that video or check the description section of this video for the part 1 link. The last part of this video contained average, sum, count, and arithmetic functions. In this part, we will learn concatenate, if, VLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP functions. Here we have an Excel sheet with 3 fields: first name, middle name, and last name. Some names do not have a middle name. Our goal is to create a new field named full name. First, we will use the concatenate function. I will write equal concatenate parenthesis, then a 2, B2, C2. It concatenates the 3 names, but not exactly the way I want. There is no space between first, middle, and last names. We can add that by editing the function and inserting space within inverted commas between each name. Now it is all right as the delimiting spaces are added. We can fill up the whole column by double-clicking on this small square at this corner. Names with no middle name now have 2 spaces between them. We are inserting 2 spaces from the function. We should be using logic to insert only 1 space for names without the middle name. Let's try a different function now. This is a newer function for Excel and only available since Excel 2019. This function is called CONCAT. I will write equal concat parenthesis, then a 2 C2. Here you can use a series of cells as an input. It concatenates the 3 names, but again, not the way I want. There is no space between first, middle, and last names. We can add that by editing the function and inserting space within inverted commas between each names. But we can no longer use the series of cells. We have to write the cell numbers like in the older concatenate function. There it is. Click on the corner of the cell and expand the function to the whole of the column. But this still has not solved the issue of multiple spaces for names without the middle name. For that, let us use yet another function called TEXTJOIN. I will type equal TEXTJOIN parenthesis. This function has the first input as delimiter. We will use the space within the quotation mark as the delimiter. The next input to the function is the logic that we need. Write false if we do not want to ignore the empty column. This is similar to the concat or the concatenate function, but if we write true here, then it ignores all cells those are empty. The next input is the series of cells that we need to concatenate. Once we finish the inputs, we have the full name. We can expand the function to the entire column by clicking on the corner box icon. However, since we used false in the ignore empty cells input, we still have 2 spaces here. Let's now write true for the ignore empty cells parameter. Press enter again. Click the corner box to expand the function to the entire row. This time, the names with no middle name has no extra space in the full name. The next function is the if function. This function takes 3 inputs. The first input is the logical test. The second input is the value if logical test is true. The third input is the value if the logical test is false. Let's try to write our very first if function. Here we will use the isBlank function. This function returns true if a cell is blank, else it returns false. We will type equal if parenthesis, and then we will type as blank parenthesis B2. For B2, it will return false. Let our return value is the count of names. If there is no middle name, the count of name is 2, else it should be 3. Let's now expand the function to the entire column by clicking on the small corner box icon. We can see if we do not have a middle name for someone. The if function has written 2 against them. For those who have a middle name, we have 3 for their name count. Our next function is VLOOKUP. This function takes 4 inputs. The first input is the lookup value. The second input is the array where we expect to find the match. The third input is the index of the column which contains our return value. The fourth input is optional. If ignored, it defaults to false. This input is called the match type. If we are looking for an approximate match, we should make this true. For an exact match, we must keep this false. Here we have the same name table with an additional column named city. We have values like New York, London, Delhi, Washington, etc. There is another table here which has all the city names along with the country they belong to. We want to add this country information to our first table. For this, we will use VLOOKUP function. I will type equal VLOOKUP parenthesis. Now our lookup value is the city column. For this case, New York. Let us select that cell. Now I will type a comma. Next, I want to write the lookup array. I can select the array with my computer mouse. I have selected H1 to I8. This is our lookup array. I will type another comma and then need to type the index of our return column. We can see that the second column of the lookup array contains our return value. That is the country. So our index for the return value is 2. Let's type that. Next, we need to type false as we are looking for only exact match. Close the parenthesis and click enter. We have US. New York is in the US. Now, if we click on the corner square icon to expand the function to the entire column, we get many not available values. Let us examine the issue. If we open the function next to New York, it is fine. Now, if we check the function next to London, we can see the return table array has shifted downward along with the downshifting function. In the next cells, it shifts further down. And when it reaches the 6th cell, it is looking for New York. But the selection array now shifted down to not include New York. For this function to operate correctly, we must fix this lookup array in our function. To do that, we will add the dollar symbol before each cell. Therefore, our new array would be $H$1 to $I$8. This time, if I expand the function, we get the entire country column correctly. Next, we will learn the XLOOKUP function. This function is similar to VLOOKUP, but it is more advanced. XLOOKUP can look for values to the left and right of the lookup array, while VLOOKUP is limited to only looking for values to the right of the lookup value column. XLOOKUP also allows you to customize text when a valid match is not found. Let's now see how we can use the XLOOKUP function. Here, our lookup value is city, and we wish find the state for those cities. The state column is in the not in the right side of the city column in the lookup table. Therefore, VLOOKUP will not work here. We will type equal XLOOKUP parenthesis. Then select the lookup value in the city column. Now we will select the column where city is in the lookup table and fix that with F4. Next, we will select the state column as the return array for the XLOOKUP function. We will fix this array with the F4 key. We will close parenthesis and press enter. We have the state picked up. Let's expand the function to the entire column. Wonderful! Now we have learned the basics XLOOKUP function. We will continue to learn Office tools in our upcoming videos. For more such super informative videos, subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon.